As you already know, Louisiana is facing the greatest budget deficit in the history of the state, $1.6 billion. This problem has been building for years and we've reached a breaking point. The entire state budget hovers around the $27 billion mark. So people often ask, why is it so hard to pull $1.6 billion out of 27? Isn't that only about 5% of the budget? Well, first of all, about $10 billion of our budget simply passes through from the federal government to cover mostly Medicaid. Another $4.3 billion are what we refer to as statutory dedication. These expenditures are mandated by state law and the Constitution and cannot be changed. Thirdly, $3.9 billion of the total budget comes directly from self-generated fees that pay for specific items. These include driver's license fees, car registrations, and tuition for our universities. This leaves about $8.7 billion to work with, which is what we call the general fund. This includes, for the most part, income taxes, sales taxes, and corporate taxes. However, of this $9 billion, 2/3 of it, or $5.9 billion, is deemed non-discretionary, meaning that it is mandated for specific and particular purposes. Just over half of this $5.9 billion is spent on the Louisiana Department of Education, providing state funding for our K-12 public schools. So finally, that leaves legislators with only about $2.8 billion that they can actually allocate each year. Now you can see why a $1.6 billion deficit is such a huge problem. It's 50% of the discretionary fund. The three prevailing budgetary items in our $2.8 billion slice of the pie are correction systems, health and hospitals, and higher education. Healthcare and higher education always seem to be on the chopping block. But that's because they are really the only two big areas the state legislature can actually change. We have a rubber band ball of requirements that only leaves three areas with any real room to cut. We need to be able to access the entire $16 billion pie. We need a special session that will open up the budget and allow other areas of government to be cut. No one doubts that there is waste throughout the allocation of that much money. I have no doubt that we can offer the same array of services to our citizens at a lower price tag. And we have no business talking about raising taxes before this has been done. To do so would be irresponsible.